Hi, welcome back to the channel. So let's check out 5 cute things Danes do and may not realize. Okay, so let's check out these cute things that they do and they don't even realize they do it.
I've been living in Denmark since 2017, and I'm constantly finding things that I find incredibly cute and endearing about Danes and Danish culture. And whenever I bring them up to my Danish friends, they almost never realize how wonderful it is that they do some of these things. I think a lot of them reflect the Danish focus on community, coziness, and celebration. And today I'm going to talk about 5 incredibly cute things that I see Danish people doing all the time. Now, the first one definitely throws my diet off because I have a bit of a sweet tooth, but I love that Danes have Candy Fridays or Friday Slick. It's something that people start doing at a young age when they're children, and basically the idea that you should be able to have a tradition of having candy on Fridays.
Wow,
For kids, it's sometimes the first time they can go out and do a little bit of shopping on their own, or it can be something that the whole family does and
that's
bonds over in
cute.
anticipation of Friday to go out and get candy together. To me, I think it's such a cute way to teach kids that they can have life's enjoyments in moderation, and both kids and adults can have a little bit of candy on Friday. I know I like to do this myself and also find other ways to give in to temptation on Fridays. I think it's great to create a bit of a sense of celebration every week at the end of the week for all the work that you've done, and Danes definitely find a way to do this. It's also common as adults to transition into having cake in the workplace on Fridays, which is another nice thing that you can have free day cake as an adult and continue kind of that idea of coziness and celebration and enjoying, again, all of life's fun parts in moderation, of course. The second thing that I think is incredibly cute is how Danes call everything cozy.
No,
And I know this is usually because they're translating a word like hyggeligt into English and they may refer to things as cozy, but I do think it's really nice that Danes can find a way to make everything seem a little bit nicer than it really is. I often find that my Danish friends will say, oh yes, winter is dark and cold, but it's so cozy, or yes, not a lot of people showed up to your birthday party, but it was very cozy. There's just all of these examples how Danes kind of describe situations or places or moments in life as cozy, even in the most unexpected context. I think it's a great example of how Danes can sort of put a silver lining in many situations. You know, it can be the dark part of winter after Christmas where it's just cold and miserable out, but Danes will remind you that it's a nice, slow time of year where you can still find ways to be together with people. So in situations where
so why do I feel like they paint every bad situation nicely? Because there is nothing like bad situation. Everything is nice, and yeah. So why do I feel like that's what they do? And it makes sense, right? So imagine seeing a situation that did not turn out nicely, and you just say it's cozy. It wasn't bad. It was cozy. It wasn't bad. It was cute. It was fun. That's nice.
you know, things maybe aren't quite cozy or you wouldn't expect to call them cozy, Danes will find a way to insert a little bit of optimism. I think it emphasizes how, you know, coziness is a big part of Danish culture and finding ways to enjoy even a difficult time of year or a difficult situation or things where maybe you could be a little bit disappointed if, you know, you can find a way to just call it cozy and nice. I think that's a great thing and it's really cute. Another thing that I love, and I've already mentioned cake and birthdays in this video, is how K-men or cake men are part of round birthday celebrations and a lot of kids' birthday celebrations too. It's a tradition where you'll bake or buy a cake man for celebrating a birthday. The cake man is often shaped like a person and decorated with candy, and you recognize it instantly. It's very iconic, and I just think it's an incredibly cute way to jazz up a birthday celebration. You can't help but look at a K-man and have a bit of joy and excitement, and it's a neat tradition that you get to do it both as children and then for your round birthdays or those big birthdays, say every time you turn a decade older once you're an adult. And as an adult, you may even enhance your cake man or cake woman a little bit by adding some extra features to them that you wouldn't necessarily want on a child's birthday cake, but can add a little bit of fun and excitement to an adult. Another really fun and almost unexpected thing that Danes do, which is very cute, is greet each other at the airport with flags. Now, these aren't just any flags. Usually, if you're Danish, they will greet you with a Donnebro or the Danish flag to welcome you back to Denmark. I've seen people celebrating others that are arriving at the airport who may come from a different nation with the flag of their country of origin, which is also super cute and charming. It's a nice way to welcome people back with either a Danish flag or the flag in which they come from and add a little bit of a festive touch to the airport. Look for it the next time that you fly into Copenhagen or Billund or another airport in Denmark. You'll probably see somebody standing there with a Danish flag. And again, it kind of creates a memorable moment, something that's, a nice touch to reuniting and doesn't have to be a big grand gesture like bringing somebody flowers or making a giant poster for them. Although sometimes people do that. It's just a little flag and a little touch of excitement to welcome somebody back home. And I think it's really cute. I didn't always know what it was about when I first moved here. I was wondering if maybe it was like a national team that was arriving back at the airport that day. But no, it's not for somebody grand and special like that, because everybody deserves to be celebrated that way when they fly back home to see their friends and family. Another really cute thing that Danes will often do is write song lyrics about you. Now, they'll do this whenever there's a party or an occasion that's celebrating you or something in your honor. Most often, this is for a birthday. It's really cool, I think. And birthdays are something that are universal to all cultures. Most people celebrate that trip around the sun. But there's so many cute little things that Danes do at birthdays that I wasn't used to. And it's just a really nice way of seeing that something familiar can be done with a twist. And this one is really cute. Basically, Danes will take a song that everybody knows very well and have a custom of writing personalized song lyrics for their friends' birthdays. This is very common when somebody as an adult would have a round birthday or one of those like decades getting older, turning 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. And these songs are often humorous but heartfelt and can bring in some tweaks of inspiration from that individual's life or the different achievements that they've had. Sometimes there's a little bit of cutting Danish humor in the lyrics that get invented for these people, but it's a really fun and communal aspect of Danish culture, which you'll find also involves a lot of singing. It's really cool that people can be brought together with these songs, and it's usually something that everybody can participate in, because even if you don't have the best voice, it's usually a song that you know pretty well, or it's just funny enough that everybody is singing together with lyrics. You get handed out a sheet of paper with these new lyrics, and it's just a fun way to celebrate one another, have a little bit of a laugh, although it's usually heartfelt and very sweet at the same time. So if you're celebrating a birthday in Denmark for the first time or going to a birthday party for a Danish friend, there's probably a lot of traditions that won't seem very familiar to you, but I've got a video that can help you out to understand what to expect, how to fit in, and the different customs that you may find celebrating your first birthday in Denmark. And you can click right here and watch that next. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hi, hi.
Okay, this was fun to watch, and I literally love how he explained it. So why do I feel like they're happy people? They're people that genuinely do things from their heart and it makes sense. They try to create or try to make every moment a beautiful one for themselves, a beautiful memory for themselves, and it makes sense, right? Imagine painting a situation that did not go well, cozy, beautiful, like it makes sense, right? So this was extremely beautiful. I'm so glad I checked this out. What do you think about this? Let me know on the comment section, and yeah, if you have more links you want me to check, please drop it on the comment section for me. I'll really appreciate that a lot. Thank you, and see you guys in my next one.